Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is prepping, but on the slide, okay? So, did you know that more and more people are turning to stealth prepping or slide prepping, on the side prepping, as a way to prepare for unexpected disasters? Now, whatever disaster or scenario you want to think of, okay? It's true. Stealth prepping is becoming increasingly popular as a way to build an emergency supply of food, water supplies without drawing attention to ourselves. But why? Okay. Well, did you know that prepper paranoia is actually a real thing? It is. Some of us look and live 100% like everyone else. We stay under the radar. You would never know that stealth preppers have 6 months worth of stored food, bug out bags at the ready, and a self-dug well in the backyard, or a root cellar, a self-made, like a root cellar that we actually dug and made ourselves in the backyard. They don't even want to be known that they can hunt, field dress an elk, or have a dozen other survival skills. When you watch their lifestyle, it seems carefree and completely oblivious to anything but enjoying the modern consumer lifestyle. I'd say they pretty much mastered stealth prepping pretty thoroughly. So what is stealth prepping? All right, well, stealth prepping, also called guerrilla prepping, is all about learning survival skills, becoming fully prepared, all the while staying under the radar. Unless you like the idea of being obvious and possibly also a target. Start thinking about how you might incorporate the concept into your own life and prepping. Everything that we are going to discuss today also doubles as a fad and an important survival skill. But not one eyebrow will be raised when you sign up for a class or buy necessary supplies or start checking out related books at the library. It's how to prep without drawing attention to the fact that you are prepping. The first thing is organic gardening. Gardens, everybody's got them nowadays, right? It's trendy. Gardening never really totally goes to this out of style. That'll never happen. But it seems like more and more people are recognizing the benefits of growing your own food, getting your hands dirty. No one will give it a second thought if they see you outside with a bag of soil and some seeds and some gardening supplies. She's enjoying life. Let her go. All right? The next thing is installing some rain barrels. If you started a garden, having some rain barrels is the most natural thing in the world. For rain barrels, they are incognito, especially if you get the ones that look like planters or rocks. Check the laws in your area, though. As ludicrous as it sounds, sometimes it's illegal to collect rainwater in some places, ending up in the crosshairs of some municipality's legal system. It doesn't do much to keep you under the radar. You know what I'm saying? The next one is raising chickens. Everybody's doing it. It's like, what? When did that happen? Well, when the price of eggs went to $30 for, okay, it's when everybody started getting chickens. So that's like nothing. No one's going to bat an eye at that now. Okay. It's a fantastic source of both protein and fertilizer for your garden. Yeah. The next one is buying meat directly from the ranch. Buying organic meat directly from a rancher is another trend that doubles as a prep. In fact, supply chain issues make it even more logical now to stealthily prep in this manner. It's even more bougie, if you will. and more organic, if you will. Okay. So, not that your neighbors need to know what's in your freezer, but if you want to stock up on meat and still look like everyone else, you know what to do. Okay. So the next thing is, if you also don't have enough space in your freezer, start canning. All right. Not that hard. The next thing is, let's talk about edible landscapes, since we're going to be gardening now anyway, right? Edible landscapes truly are the next level of stealth prepping. It's the ultimate in food camouflage. You can create an edible landscape in like 2 ways. Plant flowers, bushes, and trees that are edible, or plant edible fruits and veg amongst your flowers and your bushes and trees to camouflage them. Either way, the end result is a beautifully landscaped property that can secretly feed you. Creating an edible landscape takes a savvy gardener and a lot of work, but it's an excellent way to deter people from helping themselves to your garden. And others won't take it, you know. They don't like notice things, you know, especially that nosy neighbor, all right? The next thing is, a lot of us do this. We have to stop being a couch prepper. We have to get out there and get healthy. Some things that are fad-ish, okay, is bicycling, yoga, hiking. Everybody does these things. It's not like they're going to say, oh my God, look at her, she's a prepper. No. Everybody does these things. So the next thing is foraging. I'm actually going to be doing a video. I'm still doing a lot of research on it, on foraging, okay? Foraging is identifying and harvesting wild edible plants. As such, this is the perfect activity to engage while hiking, okay? Consult a book or an app to help you learn about common edible plants in your area. Learn about foraging, okay? It's extremely educational. The next thing is camping. And by camping, I don't mean by going to the Motel 6. I mean actual camping in the wild with a tent and a fire. I know it's, you know, I know that your idea and my idea of roughing it is the Motel 6, but whatever. It's fun, and it comes with several prepper perks. For example, a family that goes camping can acquire survival gear without seeming strange. Okay, learning actual use of said camping gear, learning to acquire survival skills. Done properly, camping is actually the best training available for living without electricity, running water, and cooking on a camp stove. Or open fire for that matter too. And it's the perfect way to stay under the radar while also learning how to build fires and use axes and knives and find ways to weather the elements. Acquiring these skills before a crisis will flatten your learning curve during an actual event. Also, camping gear is eminently helpful for a range of catastrophic events. Sleepovers, blizzards, ice storms, power outages, and of course, SHTF scenarios. The next one is orienteering. Orienteering is an activity during which you use a compass and a paper map to navigate an outdoor course. It's fun, prepping under the radar type of activity because it teaches the map and the compass skills. All the more important because in the age of Siri and Google, map and compass skills, once considered basic life skills, are dying. So why not engage the whole family in learning these skills before they are needed? And to make it more interesting, there are permanent courses and competitive events for orienteering all over the country. So the next thing is, how about extreme sports? Like rock climbing, cave exploring, glacier hiking, cross-country skiing, fishing, kayaking. These can take your survival skills and your physical fitness to the next level. Try a new self-prepping hobby, okay, that you can actually use in a grid down situation, like woodworking or quilting, sewing, knitting, hunting, archery, metalworking, ham radio. All right. So now let's talk about wilderness first aid. Take a wilderness first aid class. REI, actually, they offer a class on a regular basis at their stores. And if the cool kids are all getting into extreme outdoor sports and adventuring, it's a perfect cover for a prepper. Okay. So how about learning herbalism? If you and your family are like, most of us, you are way too dependent on the medical and pharmaceutical industries anyways. So what if you could decrease that dependence on learning how to stay healthy and treat simple things and improve overall wellness with herbalism? Or even if you just wanted to make herbal teas, okay? This is a great way to increase your level of self-reliance and stealth prepping. How about start antiquing? Shop estate sales, auctions to find high quality tools and supplies. You may even find items like washboards, hand crank grain mills, and other pre-electric appliances. No one will suspect you're a prepper under the radar because you look like every other average person out there that's looking for a good deal. Unless they follow you home, which I doubt that would happen, no one's going to know where you live. Just don't go crazy, and you may end up like the neighborhood hoarder. It's stealth prepping in plain sight. All right. So the next thing is conduct climate conscious stealth prepping. Put solar panels on your house. This is if you can afford this type of thing, or on the barn. Adding solar panels to your home will get you plenty of pats on the back from the green crowd anyway, while edging you closer to being off grid. The battery bank that you installed allowing you to be off grid during a power outage does not need to be discussed. Obviously, it's not cheap to install solar panels, but credits from government and power companies can help, and they do pay for themselves over time. The next thing is take up beekeeping. I can't do this because I'm allergic to bees, but beekeeping in your backyard is a sweet way to fit in with the environmental crowd while furthering your long-term preparedness. Bee colony collapse disorder is a real thing affecting honeybees, hives all over the country. So backyard beekeepers are essential for keeping up bee populations. Therefore, starting a beehive or two in your backyard will garner you both accolades and honey. The next thing is build an outdoor kitchen. Few people will think prepping when you say outdoor pizza oven, right? And as it turns out, you can be all about raising your property values while pursuing your prepping goals. And outdoor kitchens are a huge trend, especially at the high end of real estate. And they make under the radar, off-grid cooking easy peasy. Begin building and using one, and no one will think it's your EMP survival plan being activated. It's guerrilla prepping at its finest. It really truly is. So the next one is create a water feature on your property. This soothing hum of like a waterfall or the irresistible lure of a koi swimming in a pond can do wonders to upgrade your property. But the fact is that there are also extra sources of water and possibly food in an emergency does not need to be discussed with your neighbors. You may even inspire inadvertent prepping in your community. So the last one is prepping in plain sight. Okay, guerrilla prepping is really about keeping your preps on the down low by finding a good cover story for what you're doing. If you want to share what you're doing with neighbors to encourage them to think about being prepared, by all means, please do so. But for any judgy, nosy people in your life, You can easily appear as trendy or bougie, okay, as they are, still staying under the radar. Nobody needs to know that you are being prepared. It's nobody's business. But perhaps you have a different problem. Perhaps your partner doesn't share your belief in the need for preparedness. So, what are some ways that you keep your prepping under the radar? Let's talk, okay? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one. All right, you stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.